Wasted so much time on people who should've just been ignored. If I slow down now, I'll pump the brakes. What was it all for? What was it all for? What was it all for? I'ma make this shit count, though.
CFR Network, CFR News. Good day, good night, all. Welcome back. We're there across the pond, and I got an interesting sibling with me, Dreadsway. Is it 3 times nominated?
Four
Four
times nominated.
times. Give thanks, man. Give thanks.
Yes. Yes.
Give a little rundown and a little brief introduction, please, sibling.
Okay. Dreads Way. I'm originally from California. I'm a Sacramento kid. And been in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona for the last 5 years. I'm a father of 4. Been in the industry, doing content for about a year and a half now. I have a beautiful girlfriend by the name of Larry Sky. She's also in the industry. She's helped me kind of build my brand and become the person I am in this industry. Also, I'm into fitness really, really tough, not necessarily for, I do enjoy the fact that it gives me the endurance and the body that I look for, but it's more of a woosah mental for me.
Yeah.
So I enjoy just, the grind of being in the gym. The consistency helps me all around in life. So that's pretty much me.
Processes, procedures to keep you in line. I totally get it. And thank you very much for carving out some time, man, in your busy schedule to have this this conversation. So
Yes, sir.
as you've highlighted, Sacktown to the Mactown and straight back down. Growing up in Sacramento, what was it like? What was you doing?
So shucks, I don't know how much I want to give out, but
Well, I'll do
I
as
come
much
from
as much as you're comfortable with, sibling, obviously.
yeah, I come from the inner city, so I come from the ghettos. Uh,
Two-parent household?
yeah, huh?
Two-parent?
No, the exact opposite. My parents were both really, really young, 16-year-olds making a
Ooh,
kid.
okay.
They didn't really know what they were doing. Had a really, really rough start kind of coming into this world. And I kind of followed in that direction for many, many years. So, I had a rough start with just in general,
Life.
and
And
no, yeah,
li
life was hard.
mm,
Life was definitely hard, but they didn't know any better. They were
yes.
really young, and their parents didn't really give them the proper upbringing to know better. So, I'm not mad at it. I recognize that, and as I've got of age, I had some kids, and still didn't really figure it out. They say guys don't figure it out until when they hit like their 30s and stuff, and I'm a testament of that 100%. Didn't really figure it out until my 30s, and it took, I tell people this a lot, but it took someone to sit me down and they looked at me. He said, "Hey, man, you got all these daughters. You've been making these kids and stuff. And he was like, when they get of age, the person they're going to be most comfortable with letting into their life is going to be a reflection of you.
Yes,
And
indeed,
that's
sir.
what woke me up.
Yeah.
It made me decide that, what, I have to be a role model. I have to be something that I want to be comfortable in their lives. Because that other person, I would have killed them.
Yeah.
I would have took them out,
Yeah.
because I know what kind of individual I was, and that's just coming from where I was brought up. I was a product of my environment.
Environment. I was just about to say that, sibling. Your environment plays a massive role in regards
Hmm.
to shaping you as a young teenager, as a young adult. If all you see is a certain type and you're exposed to a certain type, then you
Yeah.
don't see, and there's no other options,
Hmm.
or very limited options, you tend as young black males to fall for the madness
Hmm.
at times. And then we get to a point in your story, in your journey, it was the age of 30. For others, they're still on that journey. Dread,
Yeah,
dread,
yeah. I
dreads
see a
way.
lot of them. I got little brothers, and still haven't figured it out. And we're all well over 30 now. You know,
This is it.
so yeah. But I did figure it out,
Yeah.
and
Hey,
in the
but well, before
process,
before we get into the figuring out, so let me get into school and stuff. What was we doing in school and all that there? What were some of the lessons or the subjects that we enjoyed at school growing up?
at school, I was more into math. Math was the one that really caught my attention the most,
Mm,
but didn't really have a foundation to take it seriously.
okay.
There was nobody pushing me to say, hey, the only motivation I kind of had for school was I was an athlete. I played football.
Okay.
So, trying to make sure that I can play football was the only thing that really kind of kept me into it.
Yeah.
I had an early injury that took me out of sports. And then after that, it was just like, shit, fuck school,
Mm, yes, yes,
Yeah, I blew
yes.
my L4.
Damn.
I played football, and then I played a little bit of rugby,
Okay.
and ended up blowing my L4. And after that, it was just like school was just
Hey, so okay then, since you've played the both sports, what no, two questions. Which did you enjoy the most, and which would you consider harder toll on the body? The classical American football or the traditional rugby?
um I enjoy the American football the most.
Hmm.
Rugby was harder, but my thing was I wanted to be better at American football. So for my off seasons, I wanted to stay busy. I wanted to do things
Ah,
that I can utilize for, regular football.
yeah.
So that was like my mindset. I was like, you know what, my goal was to be the next Ricky Williams, the reason
Yes.
for the dreads. That was why the dreads were started, right? I saw that man, oh God, those dreads. I was like, oh, I want
Mm,
to be just like him. So he was my
yes.
first idol. He was my first person that really caught my attention that I wanted to be like.
So that was at that time you were thinking before the tragic injury or the
Yeah,
catastrophic injury, you thinking this is going to be my ticket, this is going to be my career ultimately.
absolutely.
Mm,
Absolutely.
mm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So musically, what we jamming at this period? T Nutty,
Um,
Bo Loco.
I'm a Nipsey guy. I like some Nipsey Hustle.
Mm-hmm.
I play a lot of Nipsey Hustle. I can feel him. I feel his vibe. I just feel the way that some of the things that he speak on. He's just a real down to earth individual.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace, Nipsey.
Indeed, Rise in
He,
Paradise.
you know. So I definitely like some Nipsey Hustle. Uh,
This episode is sponsored by Supreme of the UK. Click the link in the description and support the broadcast.
yeah. So Nipsey Hussle was one, and then Uh, I like to go with my hometown. I'm originally from the same place as Mozzie. I don't know if you're familiar with Mozzie.
Yes, I know Mazi. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So, we grew up in the same hood, in the same neighborhood. So, I definitely like to slap some Mozzie every now and then. Um,
So I guess
you
so
know,
at the height then you was Mozzie versus Messi, right?
Messi,
Messi
Messi
Marv.
Marv.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I knew.
I don't pay attention to that. I mean, now that I'm older and stuff, like
Mm,
I just like listening I don't really follow the dramas
the,
and stuff.
yes, yes, the
Yeah,
politics.
yeah. Politics, Um, yeah. So I mean, I just feel, just understanding where and a lot of the lyrics that Mozzie's raps about,
Yes,
I've seen it. I
indeed.
experienced it. I was
Mm,
around it. So it's always something that I can relate to.
yeah.
Today my whole workout was all Mozzie.
Yeah?
Yeah, literally. My last workout before that was Nipsey Hussle.
Mm,
Then before that, I like to do some of the 70s, 80s R&B.
okay.
I grew up listening to mom singing, playing the R&B and B and things of that nature. So I like to get that in every now and then, kind of bring those old memories back.
Want some what Anita Baker, some of that there?
Anita Baker, Marvin Gaye,
Yeah.
all
Commodores.
that. Yeah, Commodores. Yeah, I'm slapping that. I'm for all that. So yeah, I got a
Definitely.
kind of a wide range. Not into these female fucking nigga rappers no more, really though. I'm not into those.
Nope. No.
Yeah, yeah,
You're still of the age, Dreads, where you still at least had a taste of real music before hip hop turned into the kind of shit hop kind of thing. So you can still appreciate
yeah,
it. This stuff now, I don't know. It's garbage, man. Absolutely garbage. They get in the
yeah,
bag, as they
yeah.
say. They get in the bag, but it's
They're getting a bag. It's poison to our younger generation.
yes,
They're
totally.
they're 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 painting a picture that isn't gonna isn't gonna lead to success unless you are a rapper or something of that nature.
Indeed.
Other than that, it's gonna lead you to a whole bunch of bad relationships for one. You
Mm.
know?
And maybe a whole trailer load of children and stuff as well. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, right. Yes, sir.
Interesting times, really, man. Interesting times. So we make our
Yeah.
transition and we wake up and actually no. Before we even do the transition and we wake up, what we doing now? So a year and a half. What have we been doing? A year and a half in the industry. How was we sustaining ourselves before? Was we doing personal training or did we have a 9 to 5? Like what was we messing with?
It was the streets.
Ah,
uh, yeah, it was the streets.
Uh-huh.
I've been behind those walls,
No
for
doubt.
those streets. That was my way of living, and I've done it all. You name it, I've done it all.
Mm,
And glad I don't take risk anymore because everything that my whole life prior to, maybe the last, 6, 7 years was just taking risk, one risk after another,
yeah.
whether it be doing this or that,
Mm.
no need to say, just know I was in the
Indeed,
street.
indeed, and
Yeah.
luckily that person sat you down and had that one conversation, and that conversation, that one pivotal conversation made you say, "Wait a minute,
Yeah.
I need to fix up."
Yeah. Cause
I'm,
I've always, valued my kids. I've always been strong on, okay, this is my child. I need to make sure that, I take care of them.
mhm.
But I didn't realize early on what that meant.
Yes,
I thought it was just being financially, I can make sure they have good clothes and,
yeah,
make sure that, they had a roof over their head and things of
indeed,
that nature. But I never put blinders on, So everything that I was doing, they were seeing,
yes,
my older kids at least, my
hmm
oldest, which is
hmm
the one, she's going to be 18 in 3 months.
Give
I have one that's going to be
thanks.
18, So, I didn't have blinders on them. So, it was, she saw a lot. She
Yeah,
experienced a lot,
I can
you
imagine.
know.
But look, all for a reason, sibling. All for a reason because we're on a new path now. We're on a
Yeah.
new journey, and
Yes.
as they say, whatever don't kill you kills you makes you stronger. So all of those
Hmm.
experiences, the highs, the lows, the indifferences, the times behind the wall, has created and fortified self to make the person who we are indeed speaking to today.
Yeah.
So this is all part of the journey, man. You know what I mean? Five
Yes,
years
sir.
ago, you didn't think you'd be in this position right here, right now, did you?
No way. No way. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, a little bit under 6 years, I moved to Arizona. I said, you know what? I got to get out my comfort zone.
Mm,
If I want to be something that, they look up to, because my comfort zone was something I can always go back to. And it was a bad situation. And then after that, it was just, I got custody of my two youngest kids. I said, you know what? I'm gonna take them outside of that, and I want to raise them to be successful young adults. That was a goal at hand. You
mm,
know.
mm. And listen, it takes a long time for some people to kind of get that. But listen, when you as an adult, male and female, come together in that one ship and create life, your whole responsibility for that 18 years plus is to provide food,
Hmm.
clothing, and shelter, and create the most solid foundation so that that house can be built in the physical, mental, and spiritually and emotional self for that young child, to be a young child, adult, infant, and going through those
Hmm.
stages. Without that, like, what are we doing? What's the purpose? Hmm?
Yeah, true.
We just doing it just for the hell of it. Oh yeah, I'll go to
Yeah,
work. We'll send the child to school, and then the school's going to look after them. We'll give them the tablet or the mobile phone. We'll do the DoorDash. The food will come. Here you go. Take it up to your room, and we speak. We do not speak. We do not communicate. We do not unpack the day as a family together. How was school? What was the challenges? What were some of the successes? What
yeah,
were some of the wins? How can I help you have a better day tomorrow? Let me tell you about my day. Let me tell you about, the highs and lows of being an adult and the responsibilities. So, that's family. But as we know, that's not what
yeah.
modern family life is today, is it?
No, it's a lot different, and I try to keep that foundation just because I want them to be successful. So I feel like that's what's necessary to be
Mm,
a part of their lives, to be strict, to have structure.
yeah.
A lot of people don't have structure anymore.
Hmm.
Just kind of go with the flow and let the teachers put them from one grade to the next, and then they're 18 and you move on.
Yeah.
And no, I don't want
No.
that.
Yes. And it's tough, especially in this age. It's tough for youngsters, teenagers, to even have an idea of, like, what do I want to do? I want to be successful in some kind of capacity, but do I have a passion that can translate into me making money? Mm.
Hmm.
For the majority, they just see what's on social media, etc., and it's like, okay, I can be some sort of entertainer. That's gonna be my ticket out, Dreadsway. I'll be an influencer on Instagram. I'll mutilate my body and become, like, some kind of real kind of big time
Yeah.
influencer and get millions and sponsors and all that kind of stuff, rather than
Hmm.
saying, okay, well, what do I enjoy doing? Am I good with maths? Do I enjoy helping people? Could I be a vet? Could I be a doctor? Would that pay me? Would that give me the lifestyle that I potentially want? It's these real detailed conversations we need to be having with our children at
Yeah.
the earliest ages possible to gear them up for real life.
Yeah.
Because if we're not that millionaire
Absolutely.
who can provide everything and do it all, and give them, buy them the cars and buy them the houses, then how do they do that?
Yeah.
It's a mad
This
one.
is
It's
true.
it's a mad one. But we'll get there. We'll get there slowly but surely. So we're now well, actually, no, 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 we're not in the industry. We're jumping into the industry. What was that transition like? How did we actually, did you meet the lyrics guy getting into the industry, or did you meet her whilst you was in the industry?
So my intro to the industry, what my background or getting into it was, I was more of a lifestyle individual, So
Ah,
yeah,
that
I was the
bull vibe,
bull.
right?
Yeah, I was the bull. I would go to the parties, and husbands would look at me and say, "Man, I would love to see you find my wife," and I was down for it. I did it a lot. I was doing that for probably about 10 years. Just instead of dating, I was more into the lifestyle and things of that
Yes.
nature. And then a
Well, all
couple
right then.
girls.
Well, how did you get introduced into the lifestyle?
Shucks, how did it happen? You know what? It's been so long. I can't even really put my finger on it. I swear. Like every time I'll be like, "Was it that?" And I'm like, "No, I think
Yeah,
I was before that."
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
just, and I don't really, honestly, I can't really put my finger on it. I think the first thing I went to, I was really, really young. It was a girl, and we went to like this. It was supposed to be a party, and we didn't even do anything,
Just,
but it
just
was like a
watching and
massage table. Yeah, massage table going on, and there were naked people walking around, and a whole bunch of older white people,
Mm,
and but and then it just kind of kept, and it was like, wow, there's clubs, and there's things.
yes,
So
yes.
stayed in it when I came to Arizona. That was kind of like what I was into still.
Mm.
And then there was a couple situations where, just flirting, being the person I am. And a couple females were like, it happened in the same week. I'll never forget. And this lady, I sent her a picture, this girl that I used to talk to, when I lived in California.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I said, I've always been a gym guy. I always did my flexing and stuff like
Mm.
that. And I'm sitting there in my, we're sexing and here and there, and I'm sending her my gym photos, and
Yes.
I'm sending, the nudes and stuff like that. And she's like, you know what? I would pay for this, you know? And I didn't take it seriously too much, and then
Mm.
another girl, like within the same week, she said the same thing, right? And when she said it, I was like, a light went off, you know? A light went off. And I was like, you know what? I do enjoy doing this. And like,
Yeah.
I see, like people can get money off of it. So let me see what happens,
Okay.
and met someone that was in a lifestyle that was actually doing it, and he was like, well, this one dude, he throws GBs and he's always looking for them, looking for guys to come perform and stuff like that. So, and I went and met him at a hotel, and, he gave me, took my ID and filled out the form, and the girl came and we did our thing, and that was the first time. And it just kept
So
flourishing,
so let's stay at that first time then. So you've been given the hotel details and you're driving off. What we feeling?